Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So today's deck profile for you, we have Beelstarmon Impmon Rush. For those that are not familiar with the new starter deck, we got a new Beelstarmon that allows all of your Impmons to gain Rush when they get played. So with all the mills in the deck and then like numerous other things that we have in the deck at our disposal now, we can now play this deck, and I think it's pretty awesome. Just the pure amount of like Rush dynamics. It's like old Beelstar, so we still have a lot of that old engine in there as well, but now it's just more speed, and so we're trying to capitalize on just doing as much early chip damage as possible, and then late game just go for like pure insane rush with all the Impmons that we can. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. Also, don't forget our featured memory marker this month is Digimon. So if you are playing some Hunter's deck, you're absolutely running this as your baby, no ifs, ands, or buts. And so what a great way to play that deck, but with a memory marker that's completely dedicated to it. This is handmade out of clay, hand-painted as well by my wife, Digimon. You can find her Etsy page, link in the description below. Also there you can find all of her other previous memory markers that we featured on the channel for her in the past on her Etsy page as well. Also, if you're interested in ordering cards online, I suggest checking out cardtrader.com. They actually are an incredible site for ordering cards online, similar to TCG Player, but these guys cut down on your shipping cost. What they do is they gather all the cards from across the globe with whatever language you're looking for. They'll gather all of the cards you're wanting in their warehouse, and then you only pay for a single shipping costs to get all the cards that you're wanting, so shipped to you. And whether that's singles or sealed product doesn't matter. And then also, if you use my affiliate link in the description below there, you can actually get a free $2 to spend on anything you want just for signing up. And just for signing up, it helps support me on the channel as well, as whether you're ordering something or just signing up in general, I get a kickback, so it helps support the channel without even having to donate anything. So if you want to help support the channel, just go sign up for an account on cardtrader.com and check it out. I do think that getting all my shipping all under one single cost is really great, because that's one thing I do not like about tcgplayer.com is the fact that I have to pay for all these different shipping things. Even if it's for like a $2 card, I have to pay $1 shipping, or buying a 50-cent card and paying $1 for shipping always feels so bad. So here they'll just gather up all the cards in one place and then ship them to me for one cost. I am a big fan of cardtrader.com, so yeah, definitely go check them out. Please support the channel. All right, so I got the whole deck pulled up for you guys so you can kind of follow along with us and just kind of see our overall thought process as we work through each of the cards. We are at 51 cards. That's just because this last one here, the security Impmon, is one I want to talk about, but I did not include it in my initial build, and there are reasons for that. We'll go ahead and talk about the rookies, and then we'll talk about the Impmon. Now again, the primary goal is to get tons and tons of cards in trash, so that way we can then play our old OG Beelstar for cheap with all the 7-cost options, as well as the new Beelstar that will play out all of our Impmons and we'll get tons of rush. So that's kind of the overall plan of the deck. So for our babies here, we're running double Pogus. We got the When Attacking, trash the top card of the deck, and then the On Deletion, trash the top 2 cards of your deck. We're not running the new Yaomon because he specifically needs evil, or he needs like Wizard and Demon Lord and trait, and the Impmons don't trigger that Yaomon. So that's why we had to run the Pogu. I want maximum mills as possible, and this deck only goes up to level 4 besides our megas, of course, so there's no need to like evo up into these, you know, level 5s, level 6s and attack and expect to get these mills. The idea is to crash our level 3s, our 1000 DP level 3s, or crashing our level 4s. Okay, so that's kind of why we went with the Pogus, the On Deletion one getting us more mills. to go with him though, like Impmon, the OG Impmon on deletion trash, top 3 cards of the deck, like those two combined, that's 5 cards instantly in trash, plus them 2 as well, so that's 7 cards in total in trash. Now that might not be great for the old Beelstar, but the new Beelstar is just anything. As long as they're in trash, for every 10 cards in trash, you can reduce her play cost by 4, so you want to get as many things in trash as possible. To combine with mills, of course, we've got the EX2 Impmon. Just when he gets milled, that's going to be 3 more cards that get milled right afterwards. So super powerful. He's got an on play that allows us to search out a Beelzemon in name or an Iron Mako, which we are running the Iron Mako, the new one in here. Or sorry, this is the memory setter specifically, just because that's going to start our turn higher. We can make plays that way, as well as can do our other shenanigans with the blast mode and things like that if needed. This one can be very easily swapped out for the other one though, to set up for your Witchmon plays and things like that. But the new one really only works with Witchmon, where you put the card from hand back on top of the deck. So kind of keep that in mind. Now that's not so bad because we have no way of hand. I did miss that. We have no way of cycling cards out of our hand. So if you draw into these 7 cost options, the new Iron Mako is going to be the only way you can set them up to get put into trash. So even if it's Dobermon or Witchmon, Dobermon's dying in security is the idea. So then you're going to get your mills there. I think I might have misclicked that. I'm not really sure. I'll go ahead and change that out. That's not going to bring up anything. So we want the new one here. There we go. So 1, 2, 3. And then drop these out. I'll move that around. So yeah, this is the original one I had intended to put into the deck. That's why it threw me off when I was talking. So yeah, the new Iron Mako, this is how you're going to cycle cards out of your hand. All right, so Impmon there for more mills. The inheritable here isn't really relevant. Plus 3k to your Beelzemon. But we do have the Warp Impmon. Once you get the 20 cards in trash, again, just whatever 20 cards, when attacking, you can digivolve into Beelzemon from your trash for a digivolution cost of 3, ignoring its digivolution requirements. That's just a solid hit. We need more Impmons in the deck, so I went ahead and included the Beelzemon package here. That's just more hits there. We can the blast mode works on either Beelstar or Beelzemon, so that's also good value there. We have the EX2 Beelzemon just because it plays out Impmons. So if you mill him during your turn, you play out an Impmon while you have Beelstar on field, you're going to gain Rush. We've got Candlemon in here. This was a one I was unsure of, but I really like it in regular Beelzemon, so I'm giving it a shot here in Beelstar as well. On play, trash top 2 cards of the deck. On deletion, if you have 10 or more cards in trash, draw 1. Feels pretty solid. More mills for the deck, and just if you hard play this to pass turn, right, you can then Evo onto it on a following turn, with the Witchmon or Dobermon, and you're just gonna get more value on it. Whereas the Impmon, I never want to Evo on top of this. I want this to die and give me more mills, more cards in trash. So I can never Evo on top of this, which is kind of frustrating. I could Evo on top of these other 2 if need be. But Candlemon is just another choice as well to Evo on top of. Now, where could I have fit in this one here? This is the new security one. At the end of battle, you may play 1 purple level 3 Digimon card from your trash without paying its cost. So this gets triggered during your opponent's turn, of course, because they're the one checking the security. So you can play out your more Impmons here. So the rush part isn't needed for that aspect of it, but it's another Impmon target for the deck, as well as just more flooding the field with bodies for more chip damage. So if you do need to go into Beelstar, it's another Impmon target. If that's the only thing you got, so be it. But I feel like by the time this Beelstar is cheap enough to play for, a reasonable amount, basically you need 20 cards in trash to reduce her by 8, making her 5. Even better if you can somehow get 30 cards in trash, making her a 1 play cost. That's great. But by the time you have that many cards in trash, if this is the only Impmon in trash, there's something terribly, terribly wrong, and you're probably can't even get to that point. There's no way you're getting the 30 cards in trash and you haven't lost yet, because you haven't seen any other Impmons. That's just mind-boggling. So I don't really think it's overly necessary to run it just for the name. The security effect is still pretty cool, though. We are running a decent amount of rookies. The only thing I could see was you could drop the Warp Impmon package here for this security Impmon, and then you can still run the Beelzemon. You're just not going to rely on the Warp engine anymore. So, that is another one that you could go with if you so choose. So just swap that around. So just more talking points for us here. And then we can run that at a 4 of as well. So just whatever your preference is on that one. If you want to run the other Beelzemon that gets security attack +1, you can do that as well. Just he doesn't have a good mill effect like this one does. Moving on to our level 4s. Of course, we're running Dobermon, though, so mill 3. Then add back 1 purple Tamer or Digimon from trash. Always very powerful in every Beelstar deck. Because even if you mill the Beelstar on accident, you can just grab it right back with the Dobermon. Even cycling back Dobermon himself, so just keep reusing Dobermon over and over, because his mill effect happens first and then the add back, and that's the important part. If it was like the other way around, you might miss out on some effects, so just use his effect last for your like Pogu on deletion, use that one, and then use the Dobermon, and then add back, and that will end your combo, so it doesn't prevent you from getting mills if it adds back at the end. Some people apparently don't know that. They don't know that you can add the Dobermon off of his own effect. You still get the mills because the mills happen first, and then you add the Dobermon back to hand. We got the new Witchmon, just when Digivolving, trash 3, really, really strong, and then you're just going to punch something in the face right afterwards. Like, once you go into Witchmon, just swing with her. You're not going to Evo level 5 on top of her. There's no point in just letting her sit there on the field to get deleted by your opponent. Why don't you attack? Immediately attack as soon as you go into Witchmon. All right, then getting into our megas here, we got the old Beelstar here, just that on play, reduce the play cost by 1 for every 3 Musketeers, and a option with 7 cost in it. And then you get to play, the classic Beelstarmon stuff. We've got a whole repertoire of 7 cost options here, new stuff, old stuff. We've got the EX2 Beelzemon. I really like this one, specifically with this Beelstar deck. I don't run this in my full-fledged Beelzemon deck. I know Sacrilege, Crazy, Burn them at the Stake, whatever. I just like the security attack +1 in the Beelzemon X combo. I think it's super strong. But this one just here for the mill. Play 1 Impmon from your trash without paying its memory cost. If you got Beelstar, it gets Rush. That's literally it. You're just, I milled this off of my level 4 Evo, or I crashed my Impmon here. Oh my god, that's so good. Crash this Impmon, mill 5. One of them is this Beelzemon. Play this guy right back out. He has Rush from the Beelstar. Swing again, crash, mill 3 more. Yeah, it's absolutely busted. Super, super strong. Big fan. So yeah, and then this is the new Beelstar, which we've already talked about a little bit. All turns once per turn, when a card is trashed from your deck, you may play 1 Impmon from your trash without paying the cost. The Digimon played by this effect gains Rush for the turn. So it's only a once per turn, but whenever this gets played out, you're going to give it Rush. So pretty strong. Opponent's turn, when an opponent Digimon attacks, trash the top card of your deck. So again, and this is all turns, so your opponent attacks, you mill a card, boom, you play out an Impmon. Like, yeah, it doesn't gain it. Sure, it gains Rush, but it's during your opponent's turn. As soon as turn comes back to you, you can attack with it anyway. So now you're doubling up. You're playing out Impmons on your turn with Rush. You're playing out an Impmon on your opponent's turn with Rush, or just that again, the Rush doesn't matter. But yeah, you're just getting a free body on field every single turn with this Beelstar, and so it's pretty neat. Again, this deck isn't like super end-all powerful. Like, this is still a once per turn. It only gains the Rush by this effect. So just kind of keep that in mind. So you're going to get your mill here and then play out the Beelstar off of this. So I did misspeak. You don't gain the Impmon you play off this Beelzemon will not get Rush. It's only when the mill happens and you play a Impmon with the Beelstar effect. Okay, but still very, very powerful. Again, if you're playing cards or playing the Impmons during your opponent's turn, that's okay. Like the security Impmon here plays out during your opponent's turn, comes to you, that Digimon can attack. It's only got summoning sickness till the end of the turn, and if it gets played during the opponent's turn, then you're fine. And then same if you somehow trigger mill effects during your opponent's turn with the Beelzemon here. So you mill this Beelzemon because of your Beelstar effect, and then you play it out. You get double Impmons because of this and the Beelstar, and then it comes to your turn, and then they can attack. Imagine all three getting hit. They swing, you mill cards. One of them's Beelzemon, play out an Impmon. Your Beelstar triggers, she plays out an Impmon. They hit into a security Impmon. He plays out an Impmon. That's 3 bodies on field that get played during your opponent's turn. That's pretty powerful. Blast mode here, this can go on top of any level 6, okay? Any purple level 6. When this card is trashed from your deck, delete one of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon for every 10 cards in trash. Increase the highest level this effect can choose by 1, so that's pretty strong. Then also, when Digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon. If you have 20 or more cards in trash, gain 3 memory. So 1 Evo cost, Blitz Omnimon, basically, kind of. So yeah, 1 Evo cost, unsuspend, attack again. That's really strong, especially on like your old BL stars, because once they're on field, they don't do you anything else. They're just big bodies that you attack with every round. If it survives a check, yeah, go blast mode on top of it for 1. Get another free check. I mean, that's literally the only thing that this is in here for. For our option package, of course, we got the Gwalt Swarmer for that big board clear, all 7 costs or less. Even if you swung with your Dobermon and your Witchmon, they survived, like, that's okay. We can nuke those if we're nuking enough of our opponent's stuff. Plenty of things that Gwalt Swarmer is great against. If your opponent ever goes wide, this is a fantastic one to answer that with, in this deck specifically. We got the 4 of Fly Bullet, just delete any one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon. Super strong, really nice and generic usefulness. The Calling from Darkness, delete one of your opponent or delete one of your Digimon, then return up to 2 purple Digimon cards from your trash to hand. This is one that's specific. Okay, so if you delete Dobermon and you add the Dobermon back, you do not get your Dobermon on deletion effect. This is where it does matter about adding Dobermon back first or not. With his own effect, it's fine. With Calling, you have to resolve all of Calling, and then you do the on deletion effects of whatever you deleted. So if you add the Dobermon back, you don't get the effect there. But it's really great, though. If you have an empty board, you can play this for 1 cost. Cycle any 2 Digimon cards back from your trash. That's pretty good. We got the Rivals Barrage in here at a 3 of. Main, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level. So this deck doesn't have a way to answer level 7s aside from this card. So this is how you're going to kind of get away with it. You can also hit it with maybe the red one, but only if it's the only thing on field. But this is just a good fallback for, oh, he's got a level 7. Okay, well, I can't use Fly Bullet on it, but I can use Rivals Barrage. That still does the same thing. And also has a great mill effect, since we're doing so much milling. It's a really fantastic one. Delay, return one of your purple Digimon card or Tamer from your trash to your hand. So really good. Plenty of times you mill your BL stars or whatever, and you need them back in hand. So good way to do it. Also, if you play out a BL star and it passes turn and your opponent deletes it, you can just grab it right back out with the Rivals Barrage and then play it again. So again, multi uses there. Very strong stuff. We got the Nailbone. Nailbone's just always a solid card, just being able to play out stuff for free. A little less needed because, whatever you play isn't going to gain the rush. Only the card you play off the Beelstar effect gains the rush. That's a little bit unfortunate. That's probably why this deck isn't, like, popping off like crazy like it could. If every Impmon you play during your turn gained rush, I think this deck would be, like, maybe the best deck of the format, because that's just an insane amount of bodies that, depending on the deck that you're running, you could like just absolutely flood your opponent. Doesn't matter how many blocks they have. If you're summoning 5 Impmons every single turn, how do they stop that? That's too much. But yeah, Nailbone's still a solid one, especially if you're playing it for free. If it gets checked in security, you can play 1 purple level 4 or lower Digimon card from your trash without paying its memory cost. So yeah, that's great. So plenty of stuff there. Bring back the Impmon here and just crash it again, get more mills. This is one of the best targets to recycle over and over, just to keep filling up that trash. The Happy Bullet Showering, kind of like Rivals Barrage, but the other way around. Delete all your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. So that's how you're going to do the big board wipe. If they're all like filled with a board with all the same stuff, just delete everything of the same level. The other choice was the new one from this set, but it only deletes 1 target. whereas Happy Bullet Showering can delete multiple targets. That's why I left this one in here instead. And then everything else we've already talked about. The Iron Mako is just how you're going to set up. So on play, you can get a little bit of a dig there, but just keep in mind the choices you can get is specifically evil. So if you're looking, Candlemon is not evil. Let's see, Dobermon is not evil. Witchmon is a wizard, so you can add the Witchmon. Impmon, evil. I don't think they've made an Impmon that's not evil and evil. Yeah, so at least you can hit most of your deck with the Iron Mako here, which is really nice. And then this is how you're going to cycle your hand. So if you start drawing too many 7-cost options and you need to get them in the trash, you're going to use your Iron Mako to Evo into your level 4, put those cards back on top of the deck, and then let them do their mill effects. Whether Witchmon immediate mill, or you swing with the Dobermon, crash Dobermon, and then get 3 mills. Both level 4s can set you up your mills. So whatever you put on with Iron Mako there. So yeah, that's deck for you. It's nothing too crazy. I think it's super fun. It's really interesting. There's multiple ways to build it, clearly. Just kind of depends on what you want to do. Again, you can run the Warp Impmon package with the new Beelzemon from the starter deck. You can run the Security Impmon. Beelzemon that mill plays out more Impmons for free. So it's a fun deck. I don't think it's going to be too crazy. I don't know if this is a better way to play regular Beelstar, or if you should just stick to the old classics. The thing with the old classics of Beelstar is you're going to have one, you can run Eismon. That's going to get you your hand control more easily, less reliant on Iron Mako, like having to trigger stuff specifically to get it in trash. You can also run a more diverse rookie package as well, which I really like. So, you can run like Psychmons and Gazimons. Yes, Psychmon, in those right situations, Evo over it as soon as you need to play a Beelstarmon or crash it, whatever the case may be. It's super weak. It's pretty easy to clear off field, but it can slow your opponent down in those right matchups. And then, so the Gazimon as well. There's a lot of useful purple rookies out there that you can use. Whereas these are very tailored towards this deck and are only useful in this deck. And the blind mills can be an issue. Say you mill all 4 of your Beelstars and nothing else, like your just RNG is that bad, that can be the case. That's why most people like the draw and discard engine rather than the blind mills. The blind mills, though, it fills up your trash like almost twice as fast as opposed to the drawing and discarding, right? I mean, Dimimera, that's 1 card. Eismon's pretty good. I mean, that's going to get you 3 cards, trash 2. But, an Impmon here, that's going to be 5 cards instantly in trash. Plus itself, that's 7 cards in trash instantly. If you mill not this Impmon, but if you mill the EX1 or EX2, Impmon, that's going to be 3 more. That's instantly 10 cards in trash. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, you don't get to cycle anything back off of that combo, but literally turn 2, you swing with a rookie, and boom, you got 10 cards in trash. That's pretty stupid powerful. That's one of the reasons that Beelzemon is so good right now. It's just because as long as you can fill up the trash and have decent ways to cycle back out, like we have Rivals Barrage here. We've got the Dobermons that can also cycle out of trash. We've got the Calling from Darkness that can recycle out of trash. There's plenty of tools that we have available that make it pretty solid. But that's going to do it for the deck. If you have any things that you want to add or any questions, make sure you put it in the comment section below. If you have any ideas also on thoughts for the deck, then please put them in the comment section below. I'm always happy to read those and then have a discussion. And like, if you can change my mind, I'm always in favor of learning new things. So if you have an idea, let me know.